everybody. How's it going, gang? It's so good to see you. Sorry for the delay. It's running into technical difficulties per usual, but this is the first time YouTube Studio, the program that I use to animate my model, that you're seeing all the time. It's not starting up on my phone for some reason, and my phone was like slowing down weirdly. I don't know. I thought it would be fine if I took the extra time to restart it before we started. That way it could go smoothly, but it did not help at all. So we're just gonna roll with it. How's it going, gang? Good to see you, Kaya, Reader, Mark, Zero, Ronnie, Ty, Jay, Ryan, and anyone else who's lurking. How are you? Hiya, Shadwin, if you can still hear me, or if you're asleep already. And hi, Dispatch. Hi, Butter. I don't know why I picture Mr. Krabs, how he's like, money, but butter instead. What's good, Live? How's my favorite streamer doing? Oh, don't make me blush. I'm doing good. Doing much better than yesterday. I am rested, I have energy, I touched grass, I talked with loved ones, I did some cleaning, listened to music, strummed the guitar a bit today. Good stuff. I had some laughs. We're good. The cramps are not going away, but I am prepared. We got frozen live this stream. Yeah, until further notice, that is. I don't know. It does not want to cooperate. What did you guys do today? This Tuesday, Wednesday? Wonder if your phone needs an update or the memories need freed up. There's still plenty of space on my phone because, this is the main reason that I have it, so try not to use it for much else unless it's work related. I don't think that's it, but maybe there is needed for an update. I should check that. Thank you. I will be checking that after stream. And hopefully we're good for tomorrow. Lovey! I hope you had a wonderful day and we'll have a wonderful night. Thank you, Dispatch. And you too. You too, sweet pea. Hiya, Spark. Good to see you again. Also, congratulations to little Ronnie-kun, Ronnie Jr. Oh, that's so sweet. Alright, so I will leave. Oh, Puckett. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I touched grass. And yeah, the productivity feels nice. We're on a roll. I went through your vids and was hitting the feels, bro. Tell me, Soren. Tell me what stuck out to you. I'm listening. My ears are, well, as you can see, my ears are big and pointy. They ain't getting past me. Just a second, guys. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and put I have to respond to something really quick, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the poll in here early. I have 2 books, 2 novels lined up. One is longer than the other, I believe. One is more popular than the other. But I'll go ahead and drop this poll in here for you guys, and by the time we finish our Bible reading, we can go with whatever was the majority vote. And hi Connor, hi Michael. Oh, my adorable little box sitters. My cute little box occupiers. I'm doing good today. 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗔𝗖𝗧 is in good condition. Thank you. Sorry, I might be a little in and out. I have to respond to some messages here and there, but I'm here with you guys. I'm here. I too also get caught up about work, dog. I was tearing up for real. Caught up about work. Was it the like the stressed overwork thing? Stressed and overworked? I find it funny that as I left stream yesterday, Lav was turning the stream into a true crime breakdown. That would be fun, honestly. I don't know a whole lot about like recent cases from experience, or like a bunch of crimes I can just rattle off the top of my head that made the news or anything like that, but there's a few here and there that have caught my eye. That one was just crazy, so definitely caught my interest. I was invested in that. Maybe not during the time because I didn't know about it until after the fact, but I did remember hearing the influencer mom that I mentioned. I remember seeing on the news when that happened. It was the whole thing about the influencer mom was like holding kids captive in her basement. It was her own kids, but like, okay, basically was it her son? Her son was able to get free and went to the neighbor, all like injured and bone skinny and just terrible. The abuse was apparent. terrible. And such a sweet boy too, even now he's asking for help. Oh man. Because they showed the footage and like you could hear it and everything too. And then to find out a couple years later after the fact what actually was going on. And that they were connected. Oh man. And that the counselor was in on it and everything. And oh my gosh, there's so many people involved with this too. I forget what it was. Was it the counselor's granddaughter or something? I'm pretty sure she has like a podcast now, but I forget her name. Is it Josie? I don't remember. She's or they are an influencer on social media, and they've talked about their testimony and of what happened with this crazy counselor lady and how she was abused when she was little and why she ended up going no contact with family and things like that. And it's so terrible. Such a beautiful woman as well. Very tragic story. And this counselor lady still goes on to terrorize the rest of the world, I guess. I find it figures the day I stop for groceries is the one time Lab starts on schedule. Hiya, Frost. Also, what we getting? We stocking up on missing ingredients. We gotta fill up the fridge. We got produce. What we getting? Things for pasta. Hiya, Biscuit. Ahoy there, laddie. We'll be sailing fair weather free this day. Hee hee, har har har. What up, Josh? Alright, Club Talk is winning by a small margin. Hope you don't smile like a sailor, dude. Rehab is progressing well, that's great. Gotta drive the truck for a bit, going into stealth mode. Alright. Alright, Mark, you drive safe. What's the video titled? A love letter from... Yeah, I saw your comment on that one. I didn't, normally, if I'm not familiar with everything I said in an audio, like it's been a long time, like that's a pretty old video. I'll go ahead and re-listen to it if there's a substantial comment, and that was a substantial comment for sure. But I didn't get the time to re-listen to it. But I do remember a lot of people had commented on that one, with an emotional response, so I was like, oh. Trying to get out of the Old Testament, Frost, please help. Fur, how are you? The music man is in the house. Funny enough, besides horror podcasts, I also fell asleep to true crime podcasts. More evidence that 2020 me was a psycho. Since yesterday's stream, I think I was on Casting Call Club yesterday. I've been on it before, but I made a new account so I could look at just to see what the waters were like, because it's been years since I was on this platform. What kind of auditions were out there, or like projects looking for auditions were out there, and there were maybe 2 amongst the ones that I was actually interested in. I was like, whoa, that were for kind of what you guys were talking about, fiction podcasts, and I was like, well, that's cool. That would be sick if I could get casted for one of these, because a fiction podcast is a lot of work, I know that much. Like, producing it all by yourself, especially, even when you're dividing it amongst a team of people, it's a lot of work. And as much as it would be super cool for me to try that, I think it would make more sense for me to dip my toes in the waters by taking on a role in someone else's fiction podcast. So that would be sick. So I sent in an audition for one thing, and I was like, meh, we'll see if it goes anywhere. But it was fun doing nonetheless and seeing. So fun checking out. Today was mostly fruit and various barbecue items. They're sadly out of propane. I'm stocked on veggies and pasta. Thinking tacos tonight. Ooh, cool. Yummy. I still remember, I don't know if it was like a year ago, that someone mentioned Greek yogurt as a replacement for sour cream, and I was like, what? Now I'm like, wow, that was so stupid. Why was I so surprised? The thing is, I've never really eaten Greek yogurt a lot. I've had it before, but even the few times I have, it was like when I was a kid. Never really ate Greek yogurt. It was always sour cream if it was taco night or eating Mexican food. So I'm familiar with that taste, but and if it was Greek yogurt, it was always like the breakfast kinds with flavors or fruit, or they're sweet, So I was like, huh? But ever since then, I trusted it, especially knowing that Greek yogurt is like a better alternative for your probiotics and whatnot. And also better for people like me who are usually leaning lactose intolerant. I took the leap, and ever since I bought that first tub, I never went back. I even thought this is not just an alternative, this is a better replacement. I prefer Greek yogurt to sour cream. It's actually amazing. I love the texture too. Yeah, I don't remember who that person was, but thank you. Ever since, my tacos have never been the same. Quesadillas, when I made them. Never the same. I started putting it on almost everything that I would want a creamy fix in. That was definitely a positive step in my culinary journey and my eating journey. I'm hoping for the room to win. Oh, Code Talk is going up more. How come? Have you already read the room, random dude? Tacos does sound delicious. You're making me want that. I'm in King's reading about my namesake right now. I'll let you know how it goes. I looked through Crafts and Cold Club and I haven't really been impressed with a lot of projects there. Yeah, I understand that for sure. I wonder, Dispatch, do you use the filters when you go through there? Or you kind of just scroll through? Because there is like a surplus of projects there too. And personally, I'm not dogging on anyone's projects. This is just from the perspective of what I'm looking for. There is an excess of people with like gacha life projects or like animations that are only for personal use, like something for them to keep, whether it's their OCs or just a little story they put together or something. I will say I only look at the paid projects just because, you know, time is valuable, and especially your voice if you already use it a lot. So it's cool. It's definitely cool that people who want to bring life to their own stories will use the platform for that. It's just, unfortunately, I guess from the client side, not client side, from the actor side, it's a bit difficult to filter further because there's only paid, unpaid, and deferred. You can't really look at, you basically have to look at each project individually to see how you're getting paid, what's the structure, not just how much. Because like sometimes, in case people aren't familiar with how voiceover or voice acting gigs normally are structured from the front end. For example, take an audiobook, for example. I'll say an audiobook or a podcast. Yeah, I'll do that. You could pay by the episode. You could get paid by the episode, and that's like maybe covering an expected estimate of a word range that you would stay in. And if it goes way over, then they'll adjust prices usually. But if it's like per episode, usually you're reading the same range of words or same amount of words. So that makes sense, you know, pay by the installation, work is continuous maybe, or just the as you go kind of payment is more secure. Or there's pay by the project size, which say you have like a short story type of novel that's only like 5,000 words. I'm making up numbers. This is not at all maybe even realistic, but I'm making up numbers. This is purely like to illustrate. Say you have a short like 10,000 word story novel, and you might pay someone to read that in an audiobook form for, I don't know, what's that math? I'm just gonna say $500. It's probably lowballing it, but $500, 10,000 words. But then on the other hand, you could look at the same $500 and be like, okay, audiobook, wait, what? You want me to read 80,000 words? So you have to be picky, I guess, depending on your situation, because some people are hobby voice actors or trying to get into the field, or voiceover artists, voice actors, and then some people do it as their job. And so it's like, what is worth my time, or what can I really compromise on that makes sense, you know? That's enough about voiceover, voice acting, yapping. Brock, I'm about to save my parents' garden this summer with this new finding. Oh? Yup, Greek yogurt for sour cream is a great substitute. Greek yogurt makes my mouth really dry when I eat it. Interesting. Interesting. Pleasantly surprised when I've tested it for the first time. Yeah. Did I learn how to make bug spray with onion and garlic skins today? Yeah, that's sick. Though I wonder if that's just for your plants. Onion and garlic skin bug spray. Imagine putting that on yourself. Imagine packing a picnic for you and your date, and you pull out the onion garlic spray. What is that? What does that smell? Ugh. Relax, babe. It's just the cheese. What the heck? That is not the smell of cheese. Ah. What the freak did you bring, Camembert? Expired blue cheese? Hey, George Hamilton. What's up? What's up? Tried advice on pizza, sorry. What pizza? What advice? Onion and garlic spray on pizza? I do both using filters and sculptor. Got you. This poll going on right now. What are these two books? So, Room is a fairly popular novel that is about a woman who raised her son in a kidnapping situation. She raised her son up for years in this single room, if I remember correctly. There's also a movie on this. Yeah, that's what it is. Held captive for years in an enclosed space, a woman and her young son finally gained freedom, allowing the boy to experience the outside world for the first time. Well, dang. No, I'm starting to think I should finish that movie. I don't think I did. I think I got like 30 minutes in or something. Oh yeah, here it is. After a woman is kidnapped and something happens to her, a young woman gives birth to a son in captivity. When she reaches his 5th birthday, she begins plotting an escape. That is Room, the book, and the movie. As for Code Talk, I actually picked this book up at the thrift store this year, thinking it would be something you guys would be interested in hearing, maybe. I like to pick up books that are like of a variety. To read to you guys, but I just haven't started reading them to you. Anyway, I said Code Talk. It's Code Talker. Code Talker. I'll read you the back of the book. Unbreakable. The United States is at war, and a 16-year-old Ned Begay. This looks like a joke. Ned Begay wants to join the cause, especially when he hears that the Navajos are being specifically recruited by the Marine Corps. So he claims he's old enough to enlist, breezes his way through boot camp, and suddenly finds himself involved in a top-secret task, one that's exclusively performed by Navajos. He has become a code talker. Now Ned must brave some of the heaviest fighting of the war, and with his native Navajo language as code, send crucial messages back and forth to aid in the conflict against Japan. His experiences in the Pacific from Guadalcanal to Iwo Jima and beyond will leave him forever changed. Book List reviews this as a solid, memorable portrayal. readers will come away with more than they ever expected to find. Kirkus Reviews claims that with its multicultural themes and well-told World War II history, this will appeal to a wide audience. Let's see, how do those two sound? Voice acting is such a cool medium. It seems to have so much potential if you have a talent for manipulating your voice. For sure, for sure. I don't think I'll ever stop being fascinated with voice acting and the possibilities. If you perform as Lav, you'll also be bringing in viewership, so that's something to consider. If I perform as Lav. You mean like bringing viewership to bringing viewership to myself from the clients and the people who would view the projects, or are we talking fiction podcast? Dude, a fiction podcast sounds so cool the more and more I think about it. What are some of your guys' favorite elements in a fiction podcast? Whether it's genre inspired or something more elemental, like jump scares or eerie voices or goated soundtracks and whatnot. Whatever arena she enters, the rest of the Pookies and I will be there to cheer right on. Right on. Hi Marcus. He said, I listened to ASMR for 8 hours today while working at the office. It was the most relaxing and productive day ever. And even though there was a lot of work, I wasn't stressed. Hey, that's such a win. I love that. I love that for you. I wonder what kind of ASMR you listen to. Because me personally, there's a very small margin of ASMR that I can listen to that doesn't make me feel sleepy or lazy or too relaxed to want to do anything. Sometimes I've been productive with ASMR, even if it is something super like would put someone to sleep, but it does not last for long. Oh my gosh, Gorons, it's been forever. How are you? Room is the basis of that Brie Larson movie. Yes, it is. It was based on the book. I'm loving this channel called Spicy Mustache. It's I actually know that channel. I love that. I love people who make that kind of content. The Mexican style pizza from Red Baron, bro. I can confirm it does hit different and I need advice on how to make a perfect slice. I was about to say can't go wrong with the Red Baron pizza, but I guess that's not true. I haven't had all the flavors. And I know some people don't like all of them. Red Baron's always hit for me in the past though. Even just a classic cheese pizza. About the wind talkers of World War II. So this is a thing. Okay. Sick. I know his brother Ned be straight. He fought on the other side of the war. Good joke. Pretty sure they turned that book into a movie. Yeah. Unless you're talking about code talkers, I don't know. Howdy, Ricardo. Fun fact, Navajo was the one language Germans couldn't crack. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. I feel like one can be quick to say that, oh, that's terrible, the military or the government is using Native Americans for their own gain with a ploy like this, but when you consider the language aspect, that's very smart tactically, I think. I would hope that there was enough beneficial or enough benefit for the Navajos to want to participate, and it wasn't a forced thing. Oh, they did? They turned that into a movie? Interesting. I think the Nicolas Cage movie Wind Talkers came out before the book. Oh? What is a fiction podcast? I think if you want, you could look it up and probably see quickly, or other people probably have already said it in chat because I'm behind. I like when the sound design is immersive, it really helps. Me too. I know not everyone is crazy about sound effects or music incorporated because it can be distracting. But me, I like the immersion too. Dragobecher. Hello. I just started the Magnus Archives. Hey! I listened to that one myself. It's basically weird horror, Lovecraftian spook stories in our current world. I forget the last thing that I heard from them, but I remember it was something about a doll. I don't remember if it was a killer doll or not. She was just really eerie. And like her skin was cracking as she was talking. It was so like, the acting, the cadence, on point. Magnus Archives is a great example. Though I have barely scratched the surface on their content. Lav would be awesome if you did some audio dramas with long-running narratives and sound effects. That would be awesome, I agree. I feel like I don't know what sort of story I would even go with. I think to start I might need help. Like what kind of story to tell. Especially if it's gonna be a long-running one to commit to. I listen to singing ASMR mostly from different artists, including you and a couple other people. Hey! Oh yeah. It really helps me cope with the stress at the office. That's awesome, Marcus. I'm glad that you found that. I wonder what some common stress relievers are for other people. Does anyone else listen to singing ASMR? I find that a singing ASMR that I like the most personally is like maybe not always in another language specifically, but something that seems like historical in a sense. Like there's a concept that I've wanted to do for a while that over the years I think I've only seen one, maybe two people do this. It's like a concept where a maiden on a ship is singing or humming you to sleep, and you hear like the creaking of the ship and the waves crashing, maybe even a storm in the middle of the audio or throughout it, who knows. But just like slightly muffled, like you're asleep in her lap, maybe. And just like singing and humming. That would be so relaxing. Black noise. Oh. Take care, Ronnie. Have fun at the graduation. Oh man, I'm tired. Okay. Should probably start reading. We've got... Okay, it looks like we're going to be reading Code Talkers. Got it. Allow me to rephrase. If you appear on a podcast, the percentage of your viewers will inevitably follow, boosting the viewership of said podcast. Pads a resume, so to speak. Got you. Yeah, that is definitely a point to consider. by the way, Wind Talkers is also a phenomenal movie. I wonder if we should add that to Popcorn Pookie's movie list, or to watch list. Salt and pepper on cheese pizza. You're about to make me wanna pay for eating lots of dairy again. Last night I had one of the best dinners I could have had. It was such a comfort and it was so needed. So needed. I got a corn dog, some curly fries, a spicy chicken sandwich, which I ended up not eating until early this morning when I was trying to stay up editing. I know, don't bonk me, please. I know. And custard, vanilla custard with, you already know it, double chocolate chip cookie dough. Oh my gosh, it was so worth it. It was so worth it. So worth it. Honestly, I want it again. I always try to avoid having dairy, especially on my period. But it was so worth it. It was so worth it. Honestly, it's one of those things where you know it's not the best option you could be making, or choice you could be making, but the comfort balances out the pain, you know? That's what that was for me, and it tasted so good. And it also came with a juice box. Yeah. Oh, it was perfect. I really needed that. I really did. I would even have that again tonight. Maybe choose something else though. Like instead of the sandwich. That was my first time having not only a corn dog in a while, but a corn dog from this place in a while, and it was so good. My expectations were not that high. I was so happy with it. Guys, I love corn dogs. Love corn dogs. Love. It was so good. Like, I would trade in that spicy chicken sandwich for like 4 more corn dogs. And I would be happy. Maybe even just 3. I'm all in for live audio dramas for sure. Hey. Stellar Firma and Solid Improv. Oh, Stellar Firma. Got it. Has anyone listened to Stellar Firma? Fiction podcast? Agreed, random dude. Agreed. Alright, Code Talkers it is. We'll end the poll. Maiden singing and humming aboard a ship. Yeah, I really want to try that. Critical Role. Okay. Wait a minute. Was that them? It was them. I literally was just looking at a casting post related to Critical Role last night. That was one of them. What do you know? I'll be unable to join in for tonight's stream because my college grad. Dang, everyone's graduating today. Congratulations. And hi and bye and see you next time, Ryan. You take care too. God bless you. Kirkos Industries. Nah, that sounds like the ultimate comfort meal. It was. The only thing that would have made it better is probably a burger instead of the chicken sandwich, but I am not complaining. I am not complaining at all. I try not to eat beef only on special occasions, so. Though I will say, I wonder, I still have yet to learn more about, apparently there's like a special diet that's really good for, like giving you certain nutrients during certain phases of your female hormonal cycle, your menstrual cycle. And that doesn't just mean like on your period, like females are always on a cycle, just different phases of it. And I was this years old when I heard that this was a thing, and that like there are women out there who are following a diet according to their cycle. And I was like, whoa, this seems awesome. I wanna learn more about this. Because they were boasting, of course, like the boost in energy and focus and managing symptoms, and that's a big deal. But for me personally, I'm wondering if this would be backed up by the science that at least in the first few days of my cycle, I'm always craving carnal things. Like, I want to dig into a steak or a burger, or like fill up a hot toasted burrito with grilled chicken and a bunch of just hot ingredients. Make it a hearty meal. I was about to say a hearty meal is the point, but no, like if it's a plate of steak and baked potato, forget the potato, just give me the steak. Maybe the vegetables, yeah, steak and vegetables. That's a golden meal right there. But, you know, kind of have to find alternatives since I don't really eat that often at all. I basically eat mostly vegetarian. Pescatarian, maybe? Pescatarian. Though I will have chicken. If I'm eating out, that's usually what I'll go for, chicken. Anywho, yeah, that sounds so good still. That was exactly what I needed. Do you guys like corn dogs? Do you guys like cookie dough ice cream? I've got to start bringing food to live streams. Sorry, do I always make you hungry? I'm sorry. Sorry if I'm tempting you. But who knows, maybe it's time to eat. Maybe I'm reminding you in good timing. Sounds like a perfect meal now that the weather is getting warmer. Oh yeah. You know what also sounds like a good meal? That's chicken. Chick-fil-A salad. Chick-fil-A has good salad. Even just the basic Cobb salad. Just chop their chicken on there. They got chopped some eggs, boiled eggs on there, some tomatoes. That's a good summer refresher. If you want to have meat, but you don't want to drag yourself down with like a completely hot meal. A nice balance there. Though, if I'm going for a salad to buy at a fast food restaurant, it's probably going to be, there's a place called 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗔𝗖𝗧. Does anyone know it? It's a chain restaurant, and I love 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗧𝗔𝗖𝗧. Usually you can get either soup, salad, or sandwiches. But I love getting their combo, which it's called a try-two combo, I think. Which you can get either two of those three things I just listed. So usually I will get a soup and a salad. A soup and a sandwich. But you can do a soup and a salad and a sandwich, whatever. And they have a nice selection of soups, a nice selection of salads, and a nice selection of sandwiches. And the great thing about the combo is it's kind of like a kids meal for adults. You don't get a drink, sadly, but they do offer drinks. The drinks come with the kids meal though, which is also not a bad deal at all. Unless you eat really, really big. Anyway, it's kind of like a kids meal in the sense that you get a dinner roll, some butter, and dessert, which usually is their chocolate covered strawberry. So you get a nice balance, I think. You get a nice warm and hearty soup with lots of flavor, well seasoned. You can get a really nice hearty sandwich or something less hearty if you're not really feeling super sandwichy. You can get a grilled cheese or like a BLT, who knows. I think the last thing I tried from them was their new Mediterranean sandwich. That was pretty good. Let's see. Let's look at the Cafe Zupa's menu really quick, cause I am a fan, and I like being in the know. Cause they come up with limited stuff throughout the year. See, I didn't even know they had this. Oh. They've never done this before. Okay, they had a Cinco de Mayo box lunch, which apparently I missed out on. Oh, I think you can actually get this still. And they have an international flavors box lunch. This international flavors one is the one I gasped at because I saw instead of the strawberry, they give you a fudge brownie. I forgot to mention they make desserts. They make cheesecakes, brownies, cookies. They're chocolate covered strawberries, of course. And like little tiny dessert bites. A salad box lunch with tortilla soup and Mediterranean chicken sandwich. Hey, that's the one that I like, with an upgrade for the desserts of fudge brownie. And the Cinco de Mayo box lunch. This looks yummy because the Southwest salad done well. Yum. Especially if the crunchy stuff isn't soggy, which they are pretty good about their packaging, in my experience anyway. Includes our new dressed up tortilla soup. Oh, they put avocado on it, nice. And our chipotle glazed salad. Oh, with a chocolate dipped cookie. A chocolate dipped cookie, guys. You know, maybe that is an adult meal. I'm such a kid about it. It comes with dessert, come on. That's what an adult's meal should be. It's kind of the point of a meal, right? Balance. It's not a meal followed by a dessert snack. That's part of your meal. That's part of the completeness, you know? See you, Gorans. And see you, chicken. Bok bok bok. Carnivorous, thank you. That was the word I was looking for. I was like, how do I make it sound like I'm not looking to eat a human being? Even though that's not usually far from the truth, but carnivorous was the word I was looking for. Thank you. Lav in a critical role position, that is a blast. Chicken sandwich. Reader's making me hungry just with little cartoon emojis. Oh, chicken wings. That is something I've not had in a very long time either. I feel like chicken wings are my hot take food because I'm not that wild about chicken wings. Don't get me wrong, it can be super delicious, but like when you look at a food generally and like how it's usually made, or like how you can usually get it from fast food places, for example, even though that shouldn't be the standard. I just think, like, you know, most people, chicken wings, they think of like Buffalo Wild Wings, or the wings you get with your pizza, or at the pub, at the bar. And it's not often that I'm crazy about the wings I eat, you know? If it has a really good sauce, tender, juicy chicken, I'm there. I'm sold. Chicken wings are the best meal in that moment. Yes. But other than that, I'm not that crazy. Because, like, once you get dry chicken, the sauce is meh. Sauce is mid. No flavor. It's literally just saucy meat. I don't really care. I really don't. But I like chicken wings. I like chicken wings. Done well. Corn dogs are S tier, yes. There are no corn dogs in this part of the world. Oh, such a dreadful barren thing. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thankfully, they're not that hard to make if you were curious about them. It's really not that special. It's special in flavor and experience, but not that crazy that it's hard to make, like a beef Wellington or something. Lav, you're not tempting me at all. You're giving me ideas. Lav needs to make a cookbook, confirmed. Oh, that would be so exciting. I'm figuring out how to make that rosé pasta I talked about last time and putting it in there. Around here, that would be called a potbelly. It's a soup and a sandwich sauce. Ooh, I like that. I like soup and sandwich combos. Even a bread bowl. A bread bowl will do. Bread bowl will do, kind sir. Would you please fill my basket with bread rolls? I'm making a soup at home. Oh yes, this child has been stewing all night. I have corn dogs in my freezer right now. When I was a little girl, at school, one of my favorite... Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. One of my favorite things that they would serve at school lunch was the days they would have corn dog bites. Corn dogs are great, yes, but corn dog bites, I was obsessed with that. It was like corn dogs, but better. 'Cause everyone loves nuggets, right? Chicken nuggets. I think even cheese curds are nuggets. Like fried cheese curds. Corn dog bites. Okay, let me stop. I'm turning into an absolute child. I want to try some traditional Japanese breakfast egg rolls, miso soup, rice, and a fish. Ooh, that's one thing that Cooking Stream Era Lav wants to do is teach you guys how to make some Japanese egg dishes. 'Cause it's been a while since I even picked up the ladle in Japanese cooking, but it's one of my favorites. I would love to make oyakodon with you guys. Tamagoyaki. Maybe even something as simple as like rice balls with different toppings or fillings. And gyaraben. Can't forget gyaraben. I want to try sliders and smash burgers. Ooh, yeah. Yummy. Alright, this sounds too good. Time for a road trip to get this. I also am not crazy about them because wings are really small and I like my chicken to be big. Fair. Very fair. You know? That is why I will take a fire roasted turkey leg over chicken wings any day. Just a massive drumstick. Oh, yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please. That was my favorite, one of my favorite eats at, is it Tokyo Disney? Disney Sea? I don't even remember, but they have these infamous, maybe it's not infamous. What's the word? Yeah, infamous Never mind, they have it at Disneyland too. I've never seen this. Maybe it's only at California. I don't know. Can anyone confirm? Because when I went to Disney in Florida, that was a very long time ago. I don't remember turkey legs being there. But anyway, the ones in Japan were fire. I'm pretty sure we would go back for like 3 of those in a day. And it would hit especially when it's like, you know, the sun is set, just set, and the sky's like taking on a darker blue. You know, you're in the Indiana Jonesy feeling types of parts of the park. You know, you got the rock temple buildings and the fire lanterns lighting up around you, the torches, and you got a big glistening juicy roasted turkey leg, giant, that you can hold like a caveman, like a bat, and just tear into it. Something about eating in that environment too, and at that time of day, and with the fires blaring around you, or blazing around you, that is it. That's it for me. It's been so long since I've had a good clam chowder. Ooh. When I was a little girl, New England clam chowder was my favorite. My favorite soup. And out of canned goods, I knew my favorites. I couldn't tell you my favorite brands now, but I had my favorite brands. I had it down to the brand. Give me a can of New England clam chowder from here. Give me a can of Chef Boyardee ravioli here. And what else did I like? SpaghettiOs. Corn dogs. And we're good. We're good. You and me, we're best friends. I will do anything for you. Thank you for taking care of me. I would love for you to do cooking streams. Hey. Where is El Reno? Is that in California? Arizona? El Reno. I know it's not Reno, Nevada. Okay, let me get this off my screen before I start drooling. Oklahoma? Oklahoma. Oh, that cafe soup, this is sounding extra good. Love, how many languages do you know? I know English. I know English. I know to a much less intimate degree Korean and Japanese and American Sign Language and Spanish, and to a much less degree French. And I'm not gonna count that. Yeah. I used to dream of being a polyglot. I wanted to know Arabic, Russian, Mandarin, Cantonese even, Japanese, Korean, American Sign Language, Spanish, French, German, Russian. Wait, did I already say Russian? I think I did. Am I forgetting any? Those were my main languages, and that's 10. Oh, I also want to know European Portuguese. I really want to know that. That's not as easy to find resources for, interestingly enough, though. Brazilian Portuguese is always there, but European Portuguese, not so much. I used to have rice balls with umeboshi in the middle. Best breakfast ever. Oh, it's good that you like that. Umeboshi is good for you. I recently learned, you know, I forget what they call it. Umeboshi is known as something love. Umeboshi. I don't want to misquote myself, so I'm trying to fact check before I say anything. Well, shucks. I was like, it was very, very on the tip of my tongue what it's called in Japanese, but it's like a nickname for it based on what it's known to help you with. But I could not tell you for the life of me if I'm trying to search it in English. I guess we're just not gonna get it. Oh well. Well, aside from what I was looking for, I know umeboshi is also, I think I was thinking blood sugar. Yeah. So obviously low in calories, high in vitamins and minerals, and also antioxidants, goated, and fiber especially. It's also good for your bone health due to its polyphenols. I think it also helps support your liver. And as for your beauty benefits, it's known for, I guess, in the mineral compounds, minerals and vitamins, it's known for helping with skin brightening, good for detoxing, supporting healthy skin in general, and your dark spots, kapowing them. I think, what did they say the samurai used to do with umeboshi? Umeboshi and yeah. I don't know how true this is, but I remember hearing that umeboshi is the fuel of samurai. They would, whatever rations they had, that mixed with umeboshi would help in quick recovery, decreasing fatigue. Whatever compounds make up umeboshi would help with that specifically compared to other things. That, and you know, it's something that doesn't really go bad if you keep it well. My sensei always told me, if you're packing a bento, never forget your umeboshi, because that keeps it fresh. And it's such a simple thing, you know, mothers teach their children this, do it for their children. Old elderly women pass this on to their children. And you even see it in like bentos packed in the store, but it felt like a motherly touch from my teacher, because it's something that you know is done, but and know why it's done, but she was like, no, it's a necessity. And I always thought that was funny. And I feel like, yeah, anytime I would bring my lunch, or that she would see my lunch and I was missing an umeboshi that day, which was quite often. I didn't always put it, you know. I can be a stinky kid sometimes too. I don't always like the taste of umeboshi because everyone makes it differently. Or sometimes I'm just lazy. but she'd be like, she was funny. She was funny. I recently learned from a Japanese creator to reuse leftover ramen broth or soup with 2 eggs mixed and microwaving it for a couple minutes. It looked pretty good. Aurino, Oklahoma, got it. You just listed off like all of my favorite childhood foods, Lav. Yeah? What did I say? Corn dogs, New England clam chowder, SpaghettiOs, beef ravioli. Hey. Oh, and I think pizzas belongs on that list too. I'm doing some Japanese homework right now. Hey. Weren't you doing Arabic or Middle Eastern language at one point? I was dedicated for a brief time. Not enough to actually get substantial knowledge, but I was setting myself up to learn about simple things like I did not know the difference between Arabic and other languages in that, see, most languages have dialects, but you can usually still tell what someone's saying because it's more like an accent or something, right? Maybe you have some added words that you're unfamiliar with because it's from that dialect, but it's mostly understandable because it all comes from the same standard language, right? Arabic, on the other hand, from what I understand, you have to pick a dialect to learn to speak Arabic. Read, write, speak, whatever. Mostly to speak. Because, what is it called? Modern Standard Arabic? Modern Standard Arabic, yeah, MSA. Also known as Fusha, is not just Standard Arabic, in that that's the overhead language, like we would think. What's a good example? Okay, this is not the best example, but say like Chinese, for example. Say Chinese is the overhead, and then you have traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, and Cantonese. This is not the best example, but I think enough for illustration. Modern Standard Arabic is like not just the overhead, it's almost separate from the other dialects, yet it goes hand in hand. From what I remember, you use Modern Standard Arabic for writing, especially official things like newspapers or journals or business things, letters, academia, while you actually trying to speak Arabic is going to be some sort of local dialect, which all of the countries that speak Arabic, I mean, come on. I think I was leaning towards well, now I'm not sure. Moroccan sounded interesting, but it's also the one that's like the most different from the other dialects, from what I understand. Also more French inspired, as you would imagine. There's Saudi Arabia, Jordan, I don't know, Egypt, Syria. These are countries that speak it, not necessarily the respective dialects, but I'm trying to remember what else. I think Egyptian Arabic is beautiful. Lebanese Arabic, and yeah, I honestly don't know a lot. I don't know enough to know the difference between all of the dialects, so I still have yet to pick one. But it's cool to know more about the language itself, I guess. Yeah, I like listening to Arabic, especially when it's spoken softer or slower. Or, let's be honest, a man with a really smooth voice. Yes, yes, yes. That's actually one of my favorite accents for a man. That's so nice on my ears. It's like some deep voiced Arabic. It's so soothing. But yeah, I would love to be able to speak Arabic. European Portuguese, it's a language? Yeah, Portuguese is a language, but I guess that would be an example of two dialects? Question mark. My hometown pretty much lives on chowder. Yum. I don't even remember the last time I had clam chowder. That would be such a nostalgic taste. I've always wanted to go to like a bayside or oceanside restaurant, you know, with like the window walls and white tablecloths, and eat facing the water. A nice hot bowl of fresh homemade clam chowder. That's on my bucket list. Forget lobsters, forget crabs, forget oysters. Just a nice hearty bowl of clam chowder. Whether it's in a bread bowl or a regular bowl, give me a silver spoon and I'm a happy girl. Even better if someone comes with a pepper grinder. Wings and chowder. Frost over here living the dream. It sounds like it. Never had SpaghettiOs, but loved Chef Boyardee ravioli. Yeah, so good. Oh my gosh, I saw this short the other day. A woman was making flour patterned ravioli, and I was like, this is the inspiration I needed. This is going on the bucket list for lab cooking streams. Flour ravioli. It was so cute, and I could even come up with my own colors, my own flour styles. Oh, that would be so sick. Hi Jesharon, how are you? Hi. Hi Iran, how are you? I know the country you're talking about, countries like Iran, Palestine. Sorry, I never know how to say the I's in these words. Iran, Palestine, Saudi, and Qatar, and much more. Yeah. Hi anonymous scribes, howdy, how you doing? It's similar to Europe in some ways. Italian, French, Spanish. All are born primarily of Latin, but speaking one doesn't let you communicate easily with the rest. That's definitely relevant. I didn't think about it that way, because I feel like that's more a difference of root language, but I think that's perfectly relevant, yeah, because it's not like you would be speaking in modern standard Arabic, I think. You would only write in it, however, unless we're talking about the dialects bit. Because from what I understand, I think that is what you're talking about, huh? If you understand Latin, that doesn't mean you communicate easily with Italian, French, and Spanish. But in the same token, if you communicate or know modern standard Arabic, that doesn't necessarily mean you understand all the dialects of Arabic. I think that's what you're saying. Yes. Sorry, my brain's a little slow. We've been talking food and languages, as Zero said. Field trip to Disney. Yo, honestly, I'm pretty sure Disney does not let you do this. Actually, no, I see people vlogging Disney all the time, but I don't know if you can live stream there. I was gonna say, That would be a sick field trip. Like, stream or video. I think it would be more achievable as a video. I think they have rules against that. But making like an ASMR vacation with me to Disney. I don't know where I would go though. I don't like California. But I have been curious about the experience in California's Disney. Only slightly. I would go back to Florida just to see if it's the same as when I was a little girl. I would go somewhere else in the world. Paris Disney seems pretty, but I don't know how much it would measure up in the fun aspect. Where else has Disney? Hong Kong, meh. Actually, that wouldn't be too crazy. That would be cool, but I'm hesitant to visit China by myself. Shanghai, Hong Kong, Paris, Tokyo. And is there anyone else? Anywhere else? Is that it? Florida, France, Japan. There are 12 Disney theme parks. North America, Asia, Europe. We have California, Florida, North America. We have France, Europe, and Japan, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Asia. Okay, so it's parks. It's broken up into the parks. Got it. So then that's just 7 locations. I can't count. 6 locations. That's less than I thought. Huh. Where would you guys go if you could pick a Disney to go to in the world? Welcome back, Pocket. Flower pattern ravioli. I'm gonna need to look into that. Yeah, I think I can find it for you. The short that I saw anyway. Yep, here it is. The thing is, it looked so freaking pretty when it was just raw ravioli. When she cooked it down, it lost a lot of its color, but it was still super gorgeous. And it was so cute because it kind of matched the flowers on her dress too. And she was making it for a dinner party. Imagine what a flex that is. What an attention to detail type of hostess you look like. You're wearing a flower dress and you make handmade flower patterned ravioli. There you go. Thank you. I can understand at least 3 languages because I can speak Bangla. Bangladeshi. Kids shows in Bangladesh are voiced in Hindi and Hindi similar to Urdu. Got you. Oh, that's a question I've always had. How similar is Hindi to Urdu? Because I know that they're not the same. They don't sound the same either. Similar, but not the same. Tokyo might be an interesting one. I feel like I grew up loving Florida Disney. All of the parks Florida Disney. I've never been to California Disney. Yet I'm still biased towards Florida instead of California. I feel like even though it would be cool to see the original park, maybe at the most, Florida is where it's at. It's the best. And then that was brought up for debate again when I visited Japan's parks. Because what Japan is really good at specifically, all of these elements make for an amazing experience. We have cleanliness, hygiene, of course, because who wants to go to a dirty park, especially if the whole thing is where the magic happens. Doesn't feel very magical if you see a bunch of trash rolling around the park, right? Cleanliness and even more so, quality control. Almost everyone has heard that Japan is famous for getting what you see in the picture, and also getting the same taste every time. Love the consistency. That is very important for an amazing experience. But what I was going to say first and foremost is cuteness. I mean, all of the cute merchandise. Everyone who wants to be a Disney adult or a Disney kid can find something for themselves. In their own style, for their own character, their own whatever they like. And even more than that, in the food. Oh my gosh. My favorite thing was the food, in fact. The cuteness in the food. One of my favorite snacks, aside from the turkey, like I told you, in the terms of cuteness, if you look up Tokyo's, actually, I don't think it's specific to them, hold on. It's the Toy Story little alien dumplings. Okay, it is specific to them. Okay, good. They make Tokyo Disney Sea, Tokyo Disneyland. Both of them, question mark. Anyway, wherever you find the Toy Story attractions, Tokyo Disney has these Toy Story alien mochi, and they come in a little tiny cup, a little tiny Toy Story cup, and it has those 3 beady eyes on there and their stupid little grin, and the dumpling is shaped like their head, and it's green just like them, and the insides are filled with different flavors of custard. I think it was a custard mochi, I think there was a strawberry one, and I don't know, chocolate? I don't remember. I know there's definitely custard and strawberry, and it's the freaking cutest and funnest thing to eat, especially if you already love mochi. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. You know what, forget the rides. That's what going to Disney with Lav would look like in an ASMR vlog. I'm just gonna take you around to all my favorite food stalls and gush about how cute it is. I'm gonna squish it. I'm gonna squish it a lot. And show you what the inside looks like. I'm gonna let you feel it with your eyes. And the popcorn. Also my #1 favorite feature of Tokyo Disney. They have this thing where they have popcorn stands all throughout the map. I say the map like it's like a game. It kind of is. It feels like a fun adventure, trying to find the different flavors or coming across them, checking them off your bucket list. Which, speaking of bucket, they have the cutest bucket merch. And let me tell you this. We're not just talking ordinary souvenir popcorn buckets. No, my friend, no. You know when you go on a ride and they're like, you cannot take anything. I don't care if this is one of those indoor, stay on the tracks, like you're basically just looking at animatronics around you, such a tame ride. I don't care. You're not allowed to bring anything with you. Even some of the tamer rides, they will allow you to take a popcorn bucket with you, but not just any popcorn bucket. They're like these small, rectangular sized, kind of like vintage, thin popcorn buckets. That size. They sell it, the regular paper bucket thing. You can get your popcorn that way, but then they sell the merch for that. A reusable souvenir sleeve for that. So you can, every time you get a refill of popcorn, you can stick that paper bucket inside, and it has a lid with Velcro on it. And it has a little necklace you can put on, or you can stick it under your arm. I love putting it around my neck, and you can snack on it throughout the day, whenever you want. You can even take it on the ride, because it's a necklace now. It's not an item. I freaking love that. That's my favorite part about Disney at Tokyo. Anyway, is the thin popcorn buckets because they cannot be removed from your body unless it's an extreme ride. I honestly got kind of obsessed seeing how many rides or what types of rides they would let me take it on, just because I was so shocked. I was so used to being told you can't have anything. It makes sense, you know. Glasses off. Purse, big bulky backpack off. But when it's something like, you know, you have like a fanny pack that's not gonna budge, or, you know, you guys, if you've been to an amusement park before, especially if you're a fanatic, you know what I'm talking about. There's some times where it's like, come on, man, just let me take this. Like, it's not going anywhere. Even if we were going upside down in loops and at 300 miles per hour, this is not going anywhere. But they'll still make you take it off, but not with your popcorn bucket. And I love that. And it's a great investment to get one of those, because every time you go back, you have a perfect little lanyard that will keep your popcorn for you. And not even just your popcorn. What I would do, while everyone was struggling to find lockers or grumbling about paying for lockers for their backpack or their purse or their phone or their keys or anything, I was the type, I would have the phone case that had whatever I needed, like a card, ID, whatever, train card. I would have that all in my phone case, and then just taking my phone, and I would slip that in with my popcorn bucket. Like, you don't dump the popcorn bucket into the thin necklace one. You just put the actual paper bucket in there, which also keeps it clean. Because usually with the round popcorn buckets, you dump them in there. So since it's square and it's thin and it's compact, I would just slip it in between the paper and the souvenir bucket. And I didn't have to carry anything. And I loved that. I love when I can be hands free and just enjoy myself. So pro tip from Lav, if you like low maintenance experiences, that's what I would do. Also, yes, Phuket, Disney World, Florida is unmatched. Lav doesn't like Cali? Local Californians sad now. Oh, well, let me tell you this. I will admit that I am not the best person to listen to, because I've only been to California, like actually touched down in and stayed in California once. And that was San Diego, so it wasn't that bad. It was actually enjoyable, even though I didn't really go out that much. I stayed in my hotel because I was sick, unfortunately. But I did go to the beach before I left. And I looked at the streets as we drove through, and I noticed how San Diego was very different from the surrounding cities and neighborhoods. I think San Diego has a nice vibe about it. More laid back, more like retirement-ish. More boardwalk town vibes, but I've never been to the rest of California, so I don't know what I'm missing out on. I feel like the bad things that I hear is not worth it to me. But if I was going with someone and I had like a bucket list, I would totally go. Because one thing that I really like is that California has diversity, especially Asian diversity. And Lav loves her Asian food, authentic Asian food, especially all the boba shops. Someone's going bankrupt, I'm telling you that. I would love to hear from a local Californian, though. What are the best things about California? Why should I change my mind? Not too sure I'd visit anything Disney, not until they clean up their act. I'm with you on that, reader. I am with you on that. I think because of that, the only exception I would make would be Tokyo Disney. Because they make it a fun experience. And I feel like it's more about than just Disney. I feel like if I've never seen a Disney movie or seen anything Disney, heard anything Disney, I would love my time there still. They make it very fun. And I loved, one of my favorite things was a trash men, the garbage dudes who like have awesome janitor carts that are interactive and make sounds. I love that. Under the sea. Arabic and Aramaic are similar when you speak them. I would imagine. I've imagined so, though I don't know from experience. I think Hebrew somewhat in the mix too, but maybe Arabic and Aramaic are more similar. I don't know. Hi, big boy. How are you? Good to see you again. And hi, Darth. Hi, bye. The flower pasta does look cute, doesn't it? I feel like I would want to make like spinach ravioli. Like instead of how she used the beets or the beet powder. That's one thing. If I was making pink ravioli, I would use beet juice. Probably. Not beet powder. And maybe some pepper powder, but maybe use some chili oil. Sorry. Focus. I would want to make spinach ravioli or something like that because I feel like the green would be more nature-esque. You know, like the leaves on a flower, the stem. And then whatever color I decide to make the dough for the flowers could be whatever color. I feel like I would want to try and make a lavender one. That would be so cute. Lavender-oli. Oh, that's going in the cookbook for sure. I would probably visit Disney Japan so I could also visit the Nintendo amusement park and Nintendo museum. I want to go there too. Ever since they were talking about releasing the Nintendo amusement park, I've been looking forward to that. And now it's been out for forever and I'm like seeing all the videos of people showing the food there and all the cute Super Mario. It seems like such a fun experience. I want to go too. Honestly, that sounds like a way better date than thrill rides. So I agree. Northern California is gorgeous. So I've heard, actually. Like, what's up there? Tahoe? I hear the wine regions are nice in Northern California. That's some place I would visit. Ooh, the redwoods. I want to see that too. My hometown near LA has some of the best mom and pop Asian food I have ever had. I believe you. If there's one thing that I would imagine it's good for, food. Though I feel like maybe California suffers from a case of excess trending spots. I feel like people who don't have a good sense of picking places to eat and go with what's trending may find themselves disappointed a lot if they're just stuck in a bunch of cafes and restaurants that just trend because it was on TikTok, but it's not actually, like, it's overhyped. It's not actually that tasty. I feel like that would suck if that's the case. Wasn't a big fan of California, but the food was good. Sounds about right. Reminds me of my mom's spinach and shrimp dish with roasted garlic on the sides. Ooh, that sounds so delicious. I'll have to visit Cali someday for Legoland if something else. Legoland scarred me. I tell you, I wasn't even a kid when I went to Legoland. Whatever they call their pony ride, it's like one of those the spinning circles. I forget what you call it. It's like a spinning disc and it also wobbles. There's like Lego ponies all on the edge of the disc, and I thought this would be a fun ride, a simple ride, a break-in ride. I thought I was gonna fall off the entire time. But Legoland is fun. Legoland is fun. And I love that they have like a water park too. But man, that pony ride scared me. I thought I was gonna be gone from this earth. Spin out into space. But then again, maybe I was bordering too light for the ride. I don't know. At the time, anyway. Hot take, In-N-Out is overrated. I'm with you on the hot take. Like fresh, it's yummy, yeah. But I feel like a lot of people are like, no, you gotta have In-N-Out. In-N-Out's the best burger place. Like, come on. I'd take Five Guys out of In-N-Out. I'd take Five Guys over In-N-Out. I'd take Shake Shack over In-N-Out. But it is yummy. Brick Owl? Why does that sound like a pizza place? Or is that still Legoland? Vroom, vroom. Those are fighting words, Puckett. In-N-Out has fantastic burgers, but the rest is just crap. Yeah. I mean, I'll admit I've never really seen the hype on the crazy fries or the animal fries, monster fries, whatever they call it. It seems like just a simple side to me. Brick Owl is a site that has old Lego sets for sale. Got you. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I think building a Lego set would be a fun throwback. Anyhow, let us get to reading. We've been a-yapping for 2 hours. Animal style fries were not good. Dang, saying it straight. I see you. I hungry again. I hungry again. Let's see if it wants to work now. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Do we want to work together now? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're in business. Woohoo! Yay! Okay. Uh-oh. I lost my pearls. There we go. Howdy gang. Puckett said I went and got a burger, animal fries, and a shake and was just like, meh. I will not tolerate such In-N-Out blasphemy. I'm just speaking my truth. I might be out of line, but I think Five Guys fries are the best. No. I will not fight you on that. Five Guys is another thing I would love to have a bite of right now. And that's another thing. I love the greasiness of it. A lot of people who have hate for Five Guys are like, but it's so greasy and gross. Like, what? But that's part of the deliciousness, no? The thing is, I don't think the burgers are even greasy. It's just the fries that are oily. But that's delicious. Like, they're moist. They're moisturized fries. And I love that they come in a cup and you can shake it, and like all the bits that are left over at the bottom, you can just tip your head back and nom nom nom. They're nice and salty. I love having them with malt vinegar. Even better if you mix the malt vinegar and the ketchup. If a burger's not greasy, it's not good. Okay, I don't know about that. There's some good burgers that aren't greasy, but I hear you. Now I'm gonna go get In-N-Out. Oh man, bro went and got In-N-Out the other night, and I was fighting temptation. It was late too. It was like midnight, and he was like, "You want some?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, yeah." Like, should I? That's just because of what they're cooked in, if I'm not mistaken. Five Guys. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us together to take part in your word. Please bless that I will have the ability to read through your word in a justified way, an appropriate manner, and that those listening may be blessed by the reading of your word, and that we all benefit from the wisdom and peace that it brings. We thank you for your love and your sacrifice and your guidance, Lord. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. We left off at the beginning of Jesus' miracles. Oh yeah. You guys are gonna make me wanna get that. Okay. Stop thinking about burgers. Chapter 8. Jesus cleanses a leper. When he had come down from the mountain, great multitudes followed him. And behold, a leper came and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. Then Jesus put out his hand and touched him, saying, I am willing, be cleansed. Immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus said to him, See that you tell no one, but go your way. Show yourself to the priest and offer the gift that Moses commanded as a testimony to them. Jesus heals a centurion's servant. Now when Jesus had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, pleading with him, saying, Lord, my servant is lying at home paralyzed, dreadfully tormented. And Jesus said to him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that you should come under my roof, but only speak a word, and my servant will be healed. For I also am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say to this one, Go, and he goes, and to another, Come, and he comes, and to my servant, Do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard it, he marveled, and said to those who followed, Assuredly I say to you, I have not found such great faith, not even in Israel. And I say to you that many will come from east and west, and sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the sons of the kingdom will be cast out into outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Then Jesus said to the centurion, "Go your way, and as you have believed, so let it be done for you." And his servant was healed that same hour. Peter's mother-in-law healed. Now when Jesus had come into Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother lying sick with a fever. So he touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she arose and served them. Many healed in the evening. When evening had come, they brought to him many who were demon-possessed, and he cast out the spirits with a word, and healed all who were sick, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, "He himself took our infirmities, and bore our sickness." Bore our sicknesses. The cost of discipleship. And when Jesus saw a great multitudes about him, he gave a command to depart to the other side. When a certain scribes came and said to him, "Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go." And Jesus said to him, "Foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head." Then another of his disciples said to him, "Lord, let me first go and bury my father." But Jesus said to him, "Follow me, and let the dead bury their own dead." Alright, pocket pookies, I'm bringing it to the start. Good biscuit, you better feed yourself, or we will come for your knees. Wind and wave obey Jesus. Now when he got into a boat, his disciples followed him, and suddenly a great tempest arose on the sea. Good night, Oscar. Enjoy dinner and sweet dreams. God bless you. Keep safe until next time. Is already resisting sleep. We have not even broken the first chapter. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is chronic. Wind and wave obey Jesus. Now when he got into a boat, his disciples followed him. And suddenly a great tempest arose on the sea, so that the boat was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. Then his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, "Lord, save us, we are perishing." But he said to them, "Why are you fearful, O you of little faith?" But he said to them, "Why are you fearful, O you of little faith?" Then he arose and rebuked the winds But he said to them, "Why are you fearful, O you of little faith?" Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. So the men marveled, saying, "Who can this be, that even the winds and the sea obey him?" 2 demon-possessed men healed. When he had come to the other side, to the country of the 𝗖𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗖𝗧, there met him 2 demon-possessed men, coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. When he had come to the other side, to the country of the 𝗖𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗖𝗧, there met him 2 demon-possessed men coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. And suddenly they cried out, saying, "What have we to do with you, Jesus, you Son of God?" And suddenly they cried out, saying, "What have we to do with you, Jesus, you Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time?" I can't. I'm going in and out. I can't. I just want to sit here. Oh, that's so terrible. Guys, how long did that even take? I did just stand up. I don't know about stretching, but I stand up and walked a few steps and back. I'm gonna try and finish this chapter. At the very least. At the very least. Okay. We'll start from the top. We got this. 2 demon-possessed men healed. When he had come to the other side, to the country of the 𝗖𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗖𝗧, there met him 2 demon-possessed men coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no one could pass that way. And suddenly they cried out, saying, "What have we to do with you, Jesus, you Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time?" Now a good way off from them there was a herd of many swine feeding. So the demons begged him, saying, "If you cast us out, permit us to go away into the herd of swine." And he said to them, "Go." So when they had come out, they went into the herd of swine. And suddenly the whole herd of swine ran violently down the steep place into the sea, and perished in the water. Then those... It didn't take long once he started eating. A minute or so. Oh man, oh brother. Then those who kept them fled, and they went away into the city and told everything, including what had happened to the demon-possessed men. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they begged him to depart from their region. He did it! Yay! Okay, let's keep going. Jesus forgives and heals a paralytic. Chapter 9. So he got into a boat and crossed over, and came to his own city. Then behold, they brought to him a paralytic lying on a bed. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, be of good cheer. Your sins are forgiven you." And at once some of the scribes said within themselves, "This man blasphemes." But Jesus, knowing their thoughts, said, "Why do you think evil is in your hearts? For which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven you,' or to say, 'Arise and walk'?" But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sins. Then he said to the paralytic, "Arise, take up your bed, and go to your house." And he rose and departed to his house. Now when the multitude saw it, they marveled and glorified God, who had given such power to men. Arise, take up your bed, and go to your house. Now when the multitude saw it, they marveled and glorified God, who had given such powers. This woman needs to read her own stream title. That's right, it's supposed to be reading you to sleep, not me. Okay. Take off this belt. I'll trade you half a sandwich for a taco. Lau will get you 5 guys if you finish the chapter. Are we talking real talk? Are you being serious? Whipped. Because I will. I will. I will. I will. I can, right, love? Right. Anything for 5 guys. Oh man, okay. Sorry. Sleepy. Then those who kept them fled, and they went away into the city and told everything, including what had happened to the demon-possessed men. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they begged him to depart from their region. Oh wait, we already finished that. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, I'll start from the beginning of the next one anyway. So he got into a boat and crossed over, came into his own city. Then behold, they brought to him a paralytic lying on a bed. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, be of good cheer, your sins are forgiven you." And at once one of the scribes said within themselves, "This man blasphemes." But Jesus, knowing their thoughts, said, "Why do you think evil?" Ow. Sorry, my eardrum was vibrating. Good night, Joshua. Why do you think evil in your hearts? For which is easier to say, "Your sins are forgiven you," or to say, "Arise and walk"? But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sins. Then he said to the paralytic, "Arise, take up your bed and go to your house." And he arose and departed to his house. Now when the multitude saw it, they marveled and glorified God who had given such power to men. Matthew, the tax collector. As Jesus passed on from there, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax office. And he said to him, "Follow me." So he arose and followed him. Now it happened, as Jesus sat at the table in the house, that behold, many tax collectors and sinners came and sat down with him and his disciples. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said to his disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" When Jesus heard that, he said to them, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy and not sacrifice. For I did not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance." Maybe we should read the lab. Ah, that would be delightful. Jesus is questioned about fasting. Then the disciples of John came to him, saying, "Why do we and the Pharisees fast often, but your disciples do not fast?" And Jesus said to them, "Can the friends of the bridegroom mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast. No one puts a piece of unshrunk cloth on an old garment, for the patch pulls away from the garment and the tear is made worse. Nor do they put new wine into old wineskins, or else the wineskins break, the wine is spilled, and the wineskins are ruined. But they put new wine into new wineskins, and both are preserved. A girl restored to life, and a woman healed. While he spoke these things to them, behold, a ruler came and worshipped him, saying, "My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her, and she will live." So Jesus arose and followed him, and so did his disciples. And suddenly a woman who had a flow of blood for 12 years came from behind and touched the hem of his garment. For she said to herself, "If only I may touch his garment, I shall be made well." But Jesus turned around, and when he saw her, he said, "Be of good cheer, daughter, your faith has made you well." And the woman was made well from that hour. Also, yes, a Five Guys burger sounds so good, I would send that to Ice too. Also, thank you, Biscuit. When Jesus came into the ruler's house and saw the flute players and the noisy crowd wailing, he said to them, "Make room, for the girl is not dead but sleeping." And they ridiculed him. But when the crowd was put outside, he went in and took her by the hand, and the girl arose. And the report of this went out into all that land. 2 blind men healed. When Jesus departed from there, 2 blind men followed him, crying out and saying, "Son of David, have mercy on us." Oh, my stomach grumbled. It growled at me. "Son of David, have mercy on us." And when he had come into the house, the blind men came to him. And Jesus said to them, "Do you believe that I am able to do this?" They said to him, "Yes, Lord." Then he touched their eyes, saying, "According to your faith, let it be to you." And their eyes were opened, and Jesus sternly warned them, saying, "See that no one knows it." But when they had departed, they spread the news about him in all that country. A mute man speaks. As they went out, behold, they brought to him a man, mute and demon-possessed. And when the demon was cast out, the mute spoke, and the multitudes marveled, saying, "It was never seen like this in Israel." But the Pharisees said, "He casts out demons by the ruler of the demons." The compassion of Jesus. Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion for them, because they were weary and scattered, like sheep having no shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest truly is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore pray the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest." Amen. Oh, I finally got it. There was something in my eye this whole time. Remember, gang, when Lav's hunger reveals her true form, you don't have to be the fastest chatter. You just have to be faster than the slowest chatter. Okay. I think that is it for today. I am likely going to rest. And if suddenly I am not tired for some reason, yeah, woo-woo! I will be ordering that food. Thank you again, Brock. You rock. Thank you guys for another lovely stream. This was fun, as always. And thank you for allowing me a moment of rest, even on stream. Gotta be the slowest on purpose. Hi, Timo. That reminds me of an EDM song I've been listening to on loop, practically. Timo. Anyway. Good night. Rest well, guys. Catch you next time. Live, laugh, love. I will rest. Thank you. You guys take care. I hope this was enjoyable for each of you. See you next time. またね。じゃあね。じゃあね、みんな。Rest well. God bless you.